This is one of my most prized possessions. It was given to me by Nike when I achieved the world record in the 400 meters. These are the first 2 medals that I won at the global level. I love that. I just didn't realize this. It says by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen.
Scout Bassett next door for the USA. Away, Bassett out fast, and it looked like Scout Bassett.
I'm Scout Bassett. I'm a US Paralympian, and I compete in the 100, 200 meters, and the long jump. So I switch out from my everyday walking prosthetic here into my running prosthetic. This is a custom ring / sock that goes over the liner, the residual limb. Seal it, put the valve back on, and voila, we're ready. What's the running today?
Let's just do some bounding, do a little bounding, do a little sprinting technique run. With track and field athletes, especially Paralympic athletes, the most important thing is to always learn to use proper mechanics and to reinforce good habits. I want you to go 1-2 hold, 1-2 hold, okay? To really get your hip flexors strong so you can, extend and also hold in your jump. She obviously knows how to run good enough to be a bronze medalist. The most important way to change that medal from one color to another is you don't always have to train harder. You just have to train smarter. She is running, not just focusing on the prosthetic side and dragging through her body, which we see a lot on Paralympic athletes.
Just felt like really smooth, not as jerky as the first one.
But more importantly, your alignment was straighter. If we can get Scout to be basically the best of 2 worlds, being a Paralympic athlete with loading up on the blade and being an able-bodied athlete on the sound side and with great mechanics, we have the perfect combination, gold medal in the bank. The long jump complements the sprints complement the long jump. Why not do them both? So you want to make sure that your stride length is exactly the same. Then your takeoff is exactly the same in all your positions. The long jump, it's learning how to be patient, teaches a sprinter how to learn to navigate a race. If we can bring that sprint speed to the long jump, that makes her go far.
We don't do really anything machine-based, so that none of my training or performance is really done on machines. So this is a great setup for us with the free weights.
Anything from running, jumping, a lot of those base movements come from a strong squat. That eccentric portion of a squat is important to being able to load the muscular system, hold that load, and then rebound it for something strong on the other end. As far as full explosion repeatedly on a track for 100 meters or as she does her long jump. And if we can get those things tied together, then we can get a more powerful runner, a more powerful jumper. Hard, fast, powerful. I want you to think about your hip moving back like a rubber band.
I think the advantage of not having your knee is developing the work ethic that you are required to have to be able to do the workout. Even the little minute things of being able to go downstairs or upstairs, you've got to just be so mentally and physically strong. And I would say that that's the advantage because I've developed all of that and not being able to have my knee. We have an app on the phone that connects directly via Bluetooth to the knee, and it can change the different modes of the knee, from basic everyday walking mode to lock the knee for positions that you would maybe need to be in at the gym, such as doing a plank or any exercises where you would want the knee to be straight and locked out and not to be able to bend. The blue light will come on, which means the knee is connected. My story begins in Nanjing, China, where as an infant, I was burned in a fire. I was left on the streets of Nanjing and later found and placed in a government orphanage where I lived until I was 7 years old. When I was 14 years old, I received a running prosthetic from the Challenge Athletes Foundation. Up until then, I had never been able to be a part of competitive sports. I did sports on my everyday walking prosthetic, but it just didn't allow me to keep up with the other kids. When it came to game days, I didn't get to play. Having this running prosthetic really made me feel so free and whole, and it was the first time in my life at 14 that I didn't feel that I was disabled. I've gotten more comfortable over the years being able to be open and authentic about my story and telling my journey. Because of the Challenge Athletes Foundation, I got a running prosthetic that changed the course of my whole life.
The Challenged Athletes Foundation really provides the adaptive sports equipment that health insurance does not cover. Somebody who suffers a spinal cord injury, they figure out their coping mechanism within the first 12 weeks after injury. And if we can get a mentor to them quickly, then they can set their goals to get back out into life.
When I began with CAF when I was 14, I was obviously just a young athlete. But as the years have gone on, I have become more of a mentor, and that's something that I'm super proud of.
The highlight of my day was running with 8-year-old Michaela during the kids run. This was the very first time she's ever done a run before, so that was a lot of fun to be by her side and help her through the kids run. Getting to interact with so many kids and just seeing their joy of being able to be out here, to be involved in sport in a place where they're not different, they're like everybody else.
You never used to hear of like a professional Paralympic athlete because the opportunities weren't there. They weren't getting enough funding, enough support, sponsors, and there's still very few of us.
Most people with a physical disability do not think they can be an athlete. And to have somebody who is like them show them what's possible, it just opens the doors.
I'm really proud of the fact that hopefully I'm paving the way for future generations that are going to see that this is possible and that they can do this as a passion and as a calling. I am currently training for Tokyo 2020. My goal is to be on the podium in both the 100 meters and the long jump. I'm energized and I'm excited because this is where the hard work starts paying off, and this is where you have to make it count. I have a personal motto, mantra that says never give in. What I mean by that is never giving into your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, your anxieties, whatever holds you back. Never give in to those things. And I've learned to do that throughout my life, to not allow the voices in my head or the external voices to control me, but that I'm so much more powerful than that. And to be able to take any situation, good or bad, and say that you're never gonna give in to the negative aspects of that. You're always gonna continue to push through to see the positive.